Greetings, everyone. It's me again, J.Edward, J.E.Wingfield here. I'm grateful to God to be able to do this again on today. I'm grateful for all of the views last time, all the people that watched it. I hope it's been a blessing to you so far. Go ahead and subscribe, sign right up right now so that we can stay connected, so that we can be in prayer with each other. I appreciate your prayers. I thank you. I need them. We need them. It's a great call for prayer. It's a great time for connection with God. It's a lot of false prophets out here, y'all. It's a lot of people out here that's dressed one way but acting another way. But I'm grateful to God that we're going to move forward in some things that God is opening up some doors that no man can close, and He's closing some doors that no man can open. And last time I spoke about the ugly duckling. Go ahead and subscribe too. Don't forget that part. But spoke about the ugly duckling on one of the last videos I did, and I got a lot of people said that blessed them, that helped them. And I'm speaking about identity is one of the key things. Where is your identity? What is your identity? Who am I for real? What is my reason for living? How do I fit in this great scheme of things that God has planned and purpose for my life and purpose for my family? So the enemy cometh not, John 10:10, but to kill, steal, and destroy. But it says, I am come that you may have life, and that more abundantly. God wants you to have an abundant life. But the enemy is coming to kill, steal, and destroy. What is it that he's trying to kill, steal, and destroy? He's trying to kill your dreams, kill your hopes. He's trying to destroy your name, destroy your reputation. He's trying to do everything he can. But Nehemiah, I think it's 8:10 says, but the joy of the Lord is my strength. He wants to steal your joy. And if he can take your joy, he can take your strength. Because he knows if you have no joy, you don't have the strength to do what it is God called you to do. So we want to protect our strength. We want to have joy in the Lord. I didn't say happiness, because I found out happiness is based off of what's happening. But the joy of the Lord is inward. Happiness is external. Joy is internal. So when you have the joy of the Lord, that is your strength. You have the strength to endure as a good soldier. And they that wait upon the Lord, he shall renew your strength. Not wait as in stand still and do nothing, but wait as a waiter or waitress. When God needs something, he called on you to do it. And he said, I will give you the strength to wait upon me, which means to do what it is I have called you to do. What is it that God has called you to do that we have not gotten up to do yet? It's time to do what God called us to do. And in your prayer time, in your personal devotional time, say, Lord, what is it am I supposed to be doing right now and in this season? I found out, y'all, that the enemy would try to frustrate you. And I don't want to just keep saying the enemy. Who is the enemy? What is the enemy? Sometimes the enemy is the inner me. Sometimes the enemy is what's going on around me. And I found out the devil walks to and fro, seeing whom he may devour. Where is this back and forth stuff walking at? In your mind. Back and forth. He's walking across in your mind. Your mind is like a field. Your mind is a field, an empty field. Whatever you plant will grow. So what are we planting in our mind? That's why the enemy want to put in thoughts in your mind. That's why when Jesus was on, I know it's Holy Week and all that. That's why they put a crown of thorns on Jesus' head. They didn't just put any old size crown. They actually measured his head and put a crown of thorns on his head and pressed it into his head with thorns in it. So the enemy has customized a crown of thorns for you as well, with piercing into your mind. But Jesus said, I already wore the crown of thorns for every piercing thought that the enemy tried to place in your mind, every piercing thing that you may think. He says, I already bled for those piercing thoughts. So every thought that you have is already covered if we are in Christ Jesus. That's where I am right now. So my question to you, you are sum total of what it is we think about all day long. What is it that you think about? Who is it that we're hanging with? Because who we hang with oftentimes help form the way that we think. I said, God, what do you have for me today to give your people? And as I thought about this thing, he said, a lot of people have counterfeit relationships, counterfeit friendships. And I said, fake friendships? Absolutely. Who do you have in your life that's in your life, that's good to you, but bad for you? For years, my auntie worked at a bank. She was the president of a bank for years. And what she used to do was they used to train new tellers to come in. She said, you don't study what's fake. You study what's real. And when you know what's real, you could spot a fake when it comes through the door. Because real has a feel. They take the money, and they would take the money, and she would feel the money. If it don't feel right, it probably ain't. They would even take the money. Real money has a smell to it. Y'all might not know that, but it does. They would take the money, and actually, it has a smell to it. Paper, and does it smell the same way real money does? That's strange. If something don't smell right in your relationship, it probably ain't. It's probably right. Something ain't right somewhere. And also, what they would do was, she said, take that bill and hold it up to the light. And if you don't see in that bill the face that's supposed to be in that bill, on that bill, then it ain't real. So I want to encourage somebody, whatever your relationship or your friendship is, if you hold it up to the light, and Jesus is the light, and if you don't see God's face in your relationship or your friendship, it's fake. Get rid of it. Throw it away. Y'all saying, what are you talking about, preacher? I'm just God's messenger boy. I'm just here to drop a message. One of the things I look at also is that we have to be able to be okay and move forward in life and know that God is with us. Know that God has already released us to do what it is God has called us to do. And we have to thank God for the friendships and relationships that God has placed in your life. This sounds crazy, y'all, but I'm going to share this with some of the brothers out there. I honestly have to thank God genuinely for my wife. And the reason why I say that is because I put my wife above every woman in the Bible. I do. Y'all say, whoa, that's pretty big step there. Yeah, I do. I put her above every woman in the Bible. Reason why is because ain't none of the women in the Bible ever had to deal with me. But I put her above every woman in the Bible because she has to deal with me. And I know who I can be sometimes. If y'all be honest, y'all can too. But I was reading in the book of Genesis, it says God put enmity between Eve and the serpent. Which means she can see snakes that I can't. Snakes that I don't even know that I might be playing with a snake and think it's okay. But usually God will put somebody in your circle, somebody around you who can see the snakes that you can't. I'm trying to help the snake. But God like, no, I put somebody that can hear on a frequency, on a level and vibration that you can't hear on. That's why you got to give God praise for people that's in your life that can hear and see and understand things that you cannot. You got to know who's in your life for real. The Hebrew boys for real. Look at them. Young men. The three. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. The Hebrew children, the Hebrew boys, whatever you want to call them. They wouldn't bow to the image. They wouldn't even bow to the music. That's why we have to be careful that you have to have friends that will also get in the fire with you. I'm confused, y'all, because the Hebrew children, the Hebrew boys, wouldn't bow to the king. Wouldn't bow at all. It wouldn't bow. They said the king turned the fire up. It's in Daniel chapter 3. They said the king turned the fire up 7 times hotter. Wouldn't got the strongest men to bind them and throw them in the fire. My question is, if they're between the ages of 13 and 17-year-old, why do you have to get the strongest men? is because between the ages of 13 and 17 years old is usually where people have their strongest and biggest fights of their life, because that's what forms your mind. Those years is where you get your mind formed that can keep you stuck in a place that you can be 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, still trying to protect this 13-year-old young man or young woman on the inside. That's where we have to break the strongholds. That's where we have to break the generational curse. That's where we have to break it right there. We have to break it right there. Your mind is so fragile, and that's what the enemy want to mess your mind up. He know if he could mess your mind up, he could mess your relationship up. But then again, you got to know who's in your life for real. And I'm not going to bend your ear too long. I'm going to let you go. In the news in the city of Chicago, there was a big old fire, big blaze, 4-alarm blaze. Fire trucks came from the north, south side, east side, coming to put a fire out in this building. And as the fire trucks pulled up, they all stopped, and the firemen jumped off the trucks and started putting the fire out. But this one truck came flying down the street, went past all the other fire trucks, ran into the building, and all the firemen jumped off the truck inside the building and started putting the fire out. I said, wow. They end up saving a lot of lives and end up saving the building by being inside of there and putting the fire out. They got an award. And the mayor said, we're going to give you this money and this award. I said, what are you going to do with this money that we've given you? They said, the first thing we're going to do is get the brakes fixed on that fire truck. They said, because we didn't intend to go into the fire, but we decided since we were in there, we were going to fight the fire from the inside out. We didn't mean to go in there, but now that we're here, we have to do something while we're in here to fix the problem that we're in. You got to have people in your life that even though you didn't intend to go into a bad situation, you didn't intend to go into a messed up, jacked up situation, you got to have some real folks in your life that say that even though we're here, we're going to fight this thing, that we can make it through this. People of God, brothers, sisters, share this message with whoever, wherever, whenever. But we have to fight this thing. I got another message coming up. Y'all stay tuned. I'm coming to a city near you. Text me, email me, inbox me, whatever. We're going to go ahead and go to the next level. And I'm ready to go with some people, man, because you got to know who's in your life for real. Oh, man, I'm over time. I know I'm out of time, but I'm not out of text. But go ahead and subscribe. And you got to know who in your life is a comrade. A comrade is a military term. Your comrade, which means we have a common enemy, which means I'm in your life. We're not necessarily friends. We just don't like the same people. So as long as we're fighting them, we could fight and work together. But as soon as that enemy is conquered, I have to go. That's what a comrade is. Then you have a constituent, which is a political term. People that come in your life, we don't necessarily have common enemies, but we have common friends. We both like the same people. We cool with this person. We cool with this person. Me and you may not really be cool, but we have common friends. That's what a constituent is. You hear politicians say it all the time. But you also got to have people in your life that's a confidant, a confidant, somebody who you can speak to, somebody that's into you no matter what's going on around you. Folk that love you no matter what, folk that see you for who you are, that look beyond your faults and don't see your needs, but look beyond your faults and see you. Who's in your life to see you? And that's what God does. He doesn't look beyond your faults and see your needs. He knows what your needs are. He's looking beyond your faults and he see you. You have value to him. You are valuable. You are loved. Love somebody, hug somebody, tell somebody you love them, show somebody you love them. Do something beyond what it is that you've normally done. Help take the weight and the burden off of somebody. Don't talk about receiving a blessing. Be a blessing. He's called you to greatness. Let's do it, y'all. Let's go to the next level. Share this video with somebody. Bless somebody with this video. I'm grateful to God for all the comments, the prayers. Keep us in prayer. We're going to another level. Y'all get ready for Right Path Radio. Get ready for the podcast. I need all of you to go with me. I need all of you to step out in faith with me. I think we can do something here, y'all. I think we got something. I think God is blessing this. I know he has his hand on it. I'm amazed by what God is doing. Let's do it. We can do it. You're worth it. You're smarter than you think. You're braver than you believe. You can do it. Love somebody. J.Edward.